Oh, one more thing. Don't mention the name Joshua Graham to anyone. Anyone. Just don't. It makes the new Canaanites powerful uncomfortable, and it scares the britches off the tribals. Don't talk about the Burn Man either while you're at it. Trust me on this one. It's for your own good.
Joshua Graham. He leads our tribe. Thanks to him, the dead horses are strong and safe from our enemies. He'll want to talk to anyone coming up from Southways. Guess that means just you now. Come, I can take you to him.
Hello everyone, the Army of Otters here, and welcome back to the Unexplored Mojave. Today we're going to be looking at the Eastern Virgin up to Angel Cave as we continue our trek across Zion Valley. We are trying to find a way out. At the Eastern Virgin River, we can find a Brahmin skull, a small shack, and a bed, cooking pot, along with a sack with various loot. And then behind the sack, we can also find a hollowed out log that also contains various loot. As we make our way towards Angel Cave, where ultimately Joshua Graham is waiting for us, we can truly admire the beauty of Zion Valley.
There are 3, make that 4 tribes here in Zion. You've already met the Whitelegs on the way in. In this camp, you'll find dead horses. In the Narrows, the Sorrows. And finally, there's Daniel and myself. We're New Canaanites. They attack everyone who isn't a Whiteleg, especially caravans. They don't know how to survive on their own, so they have to raid. But as for why they are here, they are trying to wipe us out. All of us. They want to join Caesar's legion, and they can only prove their worth by destroying the New Canaanites and everyone we shelter. It's been hundreds of years since the war. They've developed their own languages. Take the dead horses. We think they were originally refugees from a place called Rez, east of the Grand Canyon. They speak a combination of Rez and a language spoken by travelers who were visiting Rez when the bombs fell. Over time, 2 languages blended. I was a translator years ago, but it's hard to keep up with all of the tribal variations. The valley belongs to God, but no. The dead horses live at Dead Horse Point, up the Colorado River. They came here because I asked them to. Before I returned to the fold, I visited them years earlier. I looked much different then, but I left an impression on them. I taught them how to hunt more efficiently, how to maintain their weapons and pre-war equipment. When I returned, they showed their appreciation.
And with that, we have the history of Zion Valley from the man himself, Joshua Graham. Here we can see the Dead Horse Camp along with Angel Cave. And if you have the Wild Wasteland perk, then 2 bears high-fiving will come running out of the cave, give you a couple fist bumps, and then run back inside. This is an Easter egg and reference to the ink blot test during Ain't That a Kick in the Head when Doc Mitchell is evaluating your health. Essentially, when Fallout came out, a lot of players noted that this picture really looks like 2 bears giving a high five, and the developers liked it a lot, and then they referenced it in Honest Hearts, one of my favorite Easter eggs in Fallout. Upon entering the cave, we will be greeted by a dead horse disciple, and she will tell us where Joshua Graham is, but to not try anything funny. Otherwise, we will be attacked, essentially, and that Joshua Graham is a total badass and that he will kick our ass, which I have to agree. Of course, Joshua Graham has emerged as a fan favorite character in the Fallout universe, so this was definitely a very special moment in order to put him on the Unexplored Mojave, kind of like Ulysses back in Lonesome Road. So after talking to her, and after she gives us a warning, we can make our way through Angel Cave, up a stone ramp to the upper levels of the cavern, and then Joshua Graham is waiting for us.
We should have given you a better welcome on your first visit to Zion. But from what I hear, the Whitelegs beat us to it. Whitelegs seem to be the only visitors we have these days. And I wouldn't have expected anyone from the Mojave to come looking for us. And you're a courier, no less. Not the one I was expecting, but I suppose he wouldn't have come with a caravan. I don't know if you were close to the other members of your group, but you have my sympathy. I pray for the safety of all good people who come to Zion, even Gentiles. But we can't expect God to do all the work. The dead horses are capable scouts. Nothing passes into or out of Zion without my hearing of it. Happy trails. I remember. They were good friends. I have bad news for your employers. New Canaan was destroyed, its citizens scattered. All because of the Whitelegs. And Caesar, of course. The Whitelegs want to join the Legion. Caesar's rite of passage is the destruction of the New Canaanites. Almost assuredly because of me. The good news is that we can help you find your way back. Daniel, one of the other New Canaanites, has made many maps of the region. The bad news is that we can't help you right now. Not with everything that's going on. You're a good neighbor to us. We all go through periods of darkness. In such times, we can turn to the Lord. But it's good to have friends. Daniel and I need pre-war tools to help us navigate beyond Zion. Should we need to evacuate, these instruments will be vital to us. Normally, we would have some of the dead horses or sorrows look for them. But many pre-war buildings in the valley are taboo. They won't go inside. Thank you. Follows Chalk can help you find your way around the valley. He's inexperienced, but he knows enough of our language to ignore the taboos about pre-war buildings.
And with that, we have our pathway to get out of Zion Valley. Now, of course, at the beginning of the video, you could hear more from Joshua Graham, a lot about the history of Zion Valley and the tribes within it. So, he has some very cool and well-written dialogue, and he's a very fun NPC to talk to. Now, if you actually head up to him and by his desk, he is reloading these 45 auto pistols, and you can actually steal 4 of them. However, the rest are just scenic items. They're not really guns. And then at the back of the cave here, we have a quick exit that puts us near the Zion Valley welcome booth and the East Virgin River. So from here, you can get a really good vantage point of the area below you, of course, the East Virgin River and the welcome booth, as I mentioned earlier. Now, from here, I decided to talk to Follows Chalk, because he can give us an interesting quest that is based near Angel Cave in the Dead Horses camp in the mountains above. So let's check it out. So to start the quest, just simply talk to Follows Chalk and ask him about the nature in Zion Valley. And after asking about nature, Follows Chalk will tell you that the mountain bighorners have been unusually aggressive recently, and that he suspects that there is a missing calf within their pack. So he wants the courier to go find the missing calf and return it to his mother. And as a bonus, he wants us to not kill any of the bighorners, which can become aggressive if the player gets too close. And with that, Bighorners of the Eastern Virgin is started. If we head back to Dead Horses Camp, we can find a large kind of rocky ramp that leads to the cliffs above the camp and above Angel Cave. And up here is where we can find the mountain bighorners. Up here you can get some really immaculate views of the surrounding area in this small canyon. So definitely a good place to come and get some views, even if it's not for hunting bighorners or rescuing a bighorner calf. And in order to attract the calf, you're going to need 3 banana yucca fruit. However, there are 3 plants along the path towards the calf. So if you don't have the banana yucca with you, don't worry about it because you can just pick them up as you go. Now, I decided to use a stealth boy to make sure I had absolutely no problems with this quest. If you do kill the bighorners, you can still complete the quest. However, you will receive a lot less XP. So it is obviously for your benefit to try and do it without hurting or killing the Bighorners. So just follow this path on the mountain. You're going to have to cross over the canyon a few times on some archways. And then here are 2 banana yucca plants on this little slope. And there's going to be a young Bighorner calf right next to this plant. Keep making your way along this path, and eventually you're going to see this small canyon kind of tucked away in this rock. And in this canyon is where the lost Bighorner calf is. So go in, and at the very back you will find him, the lost Bighorner calf. Give him the banana yucca fruit, and then he will begin to follow you. Although after giving it to him, it took him about like 5 seconds for whatever reason to begin following me. Eventually, though, he will stop following you, so you have to give him more fruit. It should take only 3 fruit. However, according to the wiki, you might make a mistake, or if you accidentally go off track, it could require an additional fruit, just so you're aware. But if you just take the most direct path, it should only take 3 fruit. Then just lure him back to his mother, which was that first Bighorner you will encounter. And from here you will have 2 options. You can either keep the calf for yourself or return the calf to the mother. I decided to return the calf in order to make Follows Chalk happy, and it's just the right thing to do.
What can I tell you? Whew, glad to hear it. That'll be some happy mama, huh? Thank you. Really, it means a lot to me.
So on top of the XP, you will also get a war club, some 45 ammunition, and a 45 automatic pistol. So some pretty decent rewards for this quest, and I had a lot of fun completing this quest, because I'll be honest, I had no recollection of it, and I don't know if I've ever completed it before. So today we covered 3 locations: the East Virgin, the Dead Horses Camp, and Angel Cave, as well as with getting our introduction to Joshua Graham, or at least our first formal introduction. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any recommendations for the next location, please post them in the comments section below. And, as always, until next time.